Last week we installed CueCam Presenter, and this week we're going to jump in for the first time. I'm going to help you take your first steps into editless video production and show you how easy it is to create next level webcam presentations. Using that new title sequence, I've spent like half a day on it and it's a mess, but we're gonna evolve it as the weeks go on. This is Squares TV App Lab number 50, where I show you how to tie together your Mac, iPhone and iPad with all the apps I've been making and talking about via Squares TV over the last year or so. We've got a private Zoom, so I may dial in questions if anyone wants to. We've got a public YouTube stream, and if you've got any questions, just stick up your hand or put it in chat. Today, I am going to help you get started with CueCam Presenter. So I have been having conversations with people, trying to get my head around where people bounce off it, where people have problems. Really good conversations with a couple of people that have really helped me refine and fix some, like some of it was because there was some bugs in there that when you tried the thing that was the right thing, it didn't necessarily give you the right feedback to help you know that you did the right thing. So as a result of those conversations I've had with people, I've been able to go, okay, right, this is what it feels like when you first come into I've been using it for a year. I know where all the, I know where everything, I know how it works. I know when I'm using it the right way. But if you're just new to it, then you're going to probably be little bit mystified by it. So, if you followed last week's instructions, you will have it installed already. If not, just go to cuecampresenter.com, cuecam-presenter.com, and just download it, install it, say yes to everything. It's fine. It's safe. I'm just a guy on the internet telling you to say yes to all the permissions my app wants. What could be suspicious about that? But today I'm going to get you on the road to your first presentation. But first, before we do that, I'm just going to give you some updates on CueCam 1.0.8. There's actually been 2 releases since last week because I just pushed another quick one out today because I fixed a quick thing that's been bothering me for a while. So, CueCam 1.0.8. Refined audio layout. So I just realized last week that it's kind of you see this bit here, the audio bar. It sort of makes more sense for it to feel like part of the camera layout than part of the script. So I just sort of and then I think that makes that big next button stand out a bit more as well. So I've just sort of flipped that round a bit so that it just feels a bit more, it sort of tells the right story a bit better. So now the audio is connected to the video rather than weirdly sort of connected to the script. So just a minor sort of design update that I thought, yeah, I think that will make it feel a bit clearer. I had a bug which I had not reproduced until I was on a call with someone this week that I'd been told about, where when you try and play back the bullet points, it was only half fading them in. And I use this every week. I'd never seen it. I'm like, I use bullet points all the time. Why is it only happening for this other person? Finally, it happened to me this week. And then I was able to fix it straight away. But I don't know why it hadn't happened for me. But now it's happened, so I was able to fix it. So now you're not going to get that weird thing where the bullets half fade in and then the next one, then it finishes in the next one. So if you've seen that, that's fixed. I have refined the first use experience. So when you first start editing a card, you're going to be able to see a lot more clearly what's happening. And one of the main things with that is just making it show the camera by default. I think I'd sort of made it hide the camera when you make a new document because it's sort of more of a zen experience. I felt like for editing, you should start with your script before you go to the camera. But I think when you're first coming into CueCam, probably it's more important that you kind of familiarize yourself with what that editing is actually going to affect, how that's going to look. So I just switch that default, which I think is going to make things a bit easier as well. The dashboard is a bit more reliable. I had a bit of feedback about images not being not all the images were showing, or the text was weird. And I found if you'd played a slide, then all the images would share. If you had never played a slide before, something went weird, some multi-threading thing. But now that dashboard should be a lot more reliable, and also the shoot reliability is a bit better. It wasn't doing very well if shoot disappeared and then came back, and that's going to be better. And these are all just going to make it feel a little bit more, I think, because it is a little bit of a learning curve to use it. It's sort of better if everything works properly, isn't it? That's going to make it much easier to sort of like tinker with and feel your way around than if things, you try something and nothing happens, then you think that's not a thing, which was definitely an experience people are having. So that's 1.0.8. But like, yeah, let's talk about this. This is what the new CueCam window looks like. Who has the beard? Who is the baby? Well, I have the beard. You are the baby, I guess, in this scenario. Spoiler alert. No, I'm just gonna put. I'm gonna put myself into the mind of a newborn baby, coming to CueCam Presenter for the first time, and just try and like see how it feels. So to do this, I've installed it on a Mac Mini, so that we're not getting the interference where whenever I do something, because before I was, if I touch something, I'm also presenting from CueCam at the same time, so it was really hard to demo it on stream. So I've just put it on the Mac Mini, and now it's on its own separate computer. So you see 1.0.8 downloaded from the internet, like not running through Xcode, not doing anything weird. So this is what you'll see the first time, including, yeah, like this is empty, recent scripts. You're not sort of seeing something in progress. So the first thing you're going to do, and I'm putting some tooltips in as well, but that's always a bit painful, like putting in stuff like that. Let's move this. It's sort of like overlapping with our titles and making things look a bit ugly. I should probably change this background as well, shouldn't I? Should we just change the background to something a bit more contrasty? Let's just go black. Ooh. This is thrilling stuff for the stream. Or do we go like, yeah, that needs to be downloaded. Let's just go like, I think. Any feedback? Any thoughts? No, let's just go black for now, just so that CueCam stands out. So here it is. You land on this the first time you run it. Once you've given it all the permissions it wants, which you definitely should, you can go create new script. And this is the window you're going to get. So this is a Mac Mini. So this is the camera preview area. So if the first time you're on a computer without even a camera, then you're going to see this, or it's just going to select your FaceTime camera or whatever. So you're going to see a camera preview. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fire up Shoot on a nearby iPhone so that we can see ourselves. Possibly not quite as nicely framed as on the big camera, but okay. So now we can see ourselves, and I can select my main camera. I can say which one. That's interesting. Now we can see. You see, I was doing some debugging with Shoot. It's got some settings on. Let's just maybe I should do like another take. If I I'll say that again so that when I do the edit, it's good. So when we first connect to Shoot, you see it's actually doing a bit of face follow as well. That's not actually going to happen by default, but you can just go in here, find Shoot on my iPhone XR, and you can turn on, oh no, it's just here, face follow here. So if that will just show it, but if you do this, then it's going to sort of like crop in on you a little bit, which is kind of handy. We can you're going to see this a bit, but yeah, just pretend you can't see that. But the thing is, like, usually when you start a script, you're going to start with this. You probably want to hide the camera, but there's a bit of CPU overhead to it. So, if nothing else, it's nice to hide it. But this is sort of just to give you a preview. And I realized it's really useful to be able to feel your way around here a little bit. And you can sort of instantly have a look at the dashboard. So let's start. Let's have a quick look at the dashboard. So the dashboard is this area here. And what the dashboard gives you is just some really quick controls. Do you think this is maybe a bit zoomed out? Should we sort of zoom in a little bit on the desk sharing? Yeah. Well, this is going to be awkward, isn't it? Let's just do this. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a screen share on the other computer. So you're not going to see like a perfect video feed either. I couldn't find the power supply for my ATEM. It's in storage, I think, but I managed to find another one. But next time I'll just do HDMI, so we won't have to deal with this. What have you got here? You've got your main camera selection. I should look over here. So this is where you choose which your main camera is. Then you've got share. So this is where if you just want to quickly share something, you're going to just use this little button. You can select a second camera. So if I sort of grabbed my other iPhone, launched shoot, we could actually have this running. It's going to show up either as well. It's going to show up both as an option here. It should do. Come on. Are they on? Is my phone on the network? Live, yeah, so you see that's now shown up here. So I can actually share as my second camera. So this is now, like usually you do this, okay, I want to show what my room looks like, whilst my main camera is down here in the corner. So we can still see me, and now we've got like 2 levels of nesting. So yeah, I can share a second camera through there. I can share my desktop. If you just click it, it's going to choose the default desktop, start sharing the desktop. It's going to put you in picture down there. You can share an app, you can share a window from an app. There's no other apps running, so that's why there's nothing in those. And you can share an image or a video. So that sort of usually works. If I were to copy, let's just share this baby picture to my on AirDrop. I'm just going to send it over to the Mac Mini. If it will let me. Oh, it's hard to know which one it is. Is it going to come in? Have I sent it to the right place? Should come through. I think that's there. Yeah, so now we've got the baby. I sent that over. So if I just drag this into this window, we are now... is it being weird? If I drag that into the window... Right, okay, what's supposed to happen is you drag it into the window and it shares it. And I thought I had fixed all the issues with that. So here you see, like, I'm sort of showing you what the thing you're supposed to do is. So sort of pay attention to the thing I'm saying you're supposed to do. Oh, it's because it's a weird image format. No, that's not necessarily my fault. Let me just save that as a yeah, I dragged this off a thing. So if I save that as a PNG, then we're going to have a much better time with it. Yeah, so all you've got to do, and I should probably support WebP. I think I support WebM for video files. But yeah, just drag that in, and now you're sharing a baby picture. And then down here you can see, I can also say, this is a baby. That's sort of sharing. We can turn off get rid of the image, get rid of the slide, add text. So if you just want to quickly add some text, you can just type in there. Let me kind of zoom in a bit so you can see what we're talking about. Try not to scroll it too much. So yeah, I'm just going, hello, and that's just coming into my video feed. So you can quickly feel your way around there. If you are sharing your desktop, you can use this aside button to kind of come back full screen, come in and out. So these are all the, this is sort of for real-time stuff. And then underneath there, we've got, like, here's what my microphone is. See, I've got the wireless go plugged in. I could probably turn that on and you'd be able to see the level. So if I just turn on this remote microphone, hopefully, check. Yeah. So you see now I'm using that microphone. You're seeing some good audio levels coming through here. So this sort of gives you the ability to just, use the microphone. And the green is a pretty reliable green. There may be a bit more calibration to it, but I think because it's doing LUFS metering, it's going to give you a pretty good indicator of what your levels should be. And then here you can see the virtual mic output and your monitoring. You can say what you want to listen to. But this is all sort of maybe a bit later. To be honest, when you're first starting with CueCam, you probably don't even need the virtual mic. Like, you can probably start with the video stuff, and it's only when you start sharing videos or like you want the sound from your desktop that you have to really kind of make sure that you've got that, or have music playing in the background, that you need the virtual mic. Maybe keep it simple to start with and just use the video stuff. It's going to try and make you install it anyway, but yeah, this is just there's a lot of possibilities with the audio that you don't even necessarily need to start with. Now, so if we just look down here now, so what you've got to so I'll just hide the camera for a moment. CueCam is a presentation tool. How does it do slides? Right? How do you, like, usually in PowerPoint you'd have like a big, you'd have a big sort of, your editing window would be like a big thing like this, and you'd have your list of thumbnails down the side, and you'd sort of like go add a text or choose a template, and then you start typing the title in, you type some bullet points, you'd be like, oh, I've got to add some branding, I'd do this, and then suddenly you end up with like a million slides with a load of stuff on them. And it's very much about sort of designing that deck. The way CueCam works, conversely, is it starts from the script, it starts from the cue cards, it starts from what you're going to say to the camera whilst making eye contact, not like all, like what's going to be. It's really first and foremost about what you're going to say, and that's what goes here. Like, this is the first thing I want to say, right? I'm going to put it in there, and I'm going to add another card. You can see, add another card like that. Just click there or use the keyboard shortcut it's showing. This is the next thing I want to say. Right. And you see we accidentally started the presentation, so we'll stop that again. Now, this is just text. And where does that appear? Well, you can see it as soon as you press start on your presentation. That's going to come up into your teleprompter. Right, so you're going to see that text here. But obviously it's not much good on your laptop there, but what you get, if I can show you this, I'm going to try and, sorry, this is plugged into something, so let me just unplug that. Shoot is running. You see on there? It's actually got the text that we just did. And if I went next on CueCam, now the text is the next thing I wanted to say. We kind of come through, we show what we're going to say, we show what we're going to say, and that shows up on Shoot next to where your camera is on your phone. Is like right there, and that means the first and foremost, you're going to have the ability to basically read off or remind yourself what you needed to say next, and that can be like verbatim a script if you're writing a video essay or something like that. That can be like maybe you're on a sales call. I'm learning about sales at the moment, so I'm going to be talking a bit more about sales. But you just want to like remind yourself, like, okay, what's this person's children's names? When did we last speak? Just sort of put a couple of things so that when you start the conversation, you can sort of appear like you remember things. But they can just be coming through on your teleprompter. It's like, okay, and then if maybe you've got some figures that are very specific, you can throw them up and then sort of speak very confidently with your numbers while looking at the camera. All those things that you can do with a teleprompter. So you can either do that with your phone, the way I just showed you. It all works wirelessly or over USB with just any iPhone. Plug it into your Mac. It's going to... What's happening with... Oh, right. This Shoot is looking weird on that. Look, sorry, I just got distracted. What is happening here? I think it's switched cameras or something. Anyway, it's because... interesting. Right. But yeah, the point is, it's going to show you what you need to say, and then the way you think about this is it's a sequence of cue cards with the notes of what you want to say, and a big pink button, which is how you navigate your presentation. So you go start, and now you're going to see the first thing you wanted to say. You're going to press next. Now you can see the next thing. You're going to press next. You can see the next thing. I think because I unplugged the USB, it's now with the thing with the Shoot connection, I think maybe it could be a little nicer. But like, to be honest, like once it's up and running, then you're fine generally. It's only sort of it was using the other phone which was on the desk. That's what that was. I'm just trying to sort of get the iPhone XR back. Like once it's connected, you're fine. But like if you do have any issues, like if it does seem a bit weird, you can just sort of like restart the phone and it should kind of like find it again. And then if you're really stuck, just like, we'll just I don't know why this isn't I thought I'd made that a bit more secure, a bit more reliable, but what I'll do is just like bring it back and come back. Ooh, what did I just do? So if we just come back into CueCam, so this should No, it is definitely the shoot side, so we didn't need to restart. I think because I unplugged my phone from the network or something, it's unhappy now because I force quit on the phone. We'll pretend there's a camera feed coming through here, but actually, like, I actually do want that. So maybe I'll put my I wonder why are we on the same Wi-Fi still? How is everyone? Hey Lorenzo, no problem. Don't worry about showing up late. It's all good. I'm grateful for anyone that's watching. Hey Jeff as well on the thing. I'm now seeing some sort of like video things. Okay, that's fine. Like I should not be trying to like diagnose technical problems live on stream. How's everyone's day been? I went and had an eye test today. For the first time since before COVID. I've got some new glasses ordered. It's very exciting for me. There we go. I don't know what, I just had to like not give up and the phone came back, so whatever. Right, so now we've got our phone feedback, although it's now upside down, so it's showing my my microphone arm. Let's oh man. Okay, let's do that. Right. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about next? Right, audio stuff. I think it's connected to the okay. So audio stuff. We did talk about the audio stuff already. So it's still I'm running two different versions of CueCam at the same time. So the big pink button, as I said, this is the thing that you're going to click to go through your presentation. You can set up a keyboard shortcut. Well, you can use a keyboard shortcut. You can set up your stream deck. You can set up a foot pedal. You can basically any way you want to advance your script, you're going to be able to do it. You can either, you can use a tool, any way you want to sort of step through. Just if there's, sometimes I always liked doing it with the headphone clicker if I had like sort of headphones for phones plugged in. But yeah, so really you just need to, the whole point is you set up your script and then to run through it, you're just going to press the big pink button or press your keyboard shortcut, and that's all you have to remember. You don't have to remember anything else. So it's sort of like you're doing a PowerPoint deck and you're just, clicking through it. And that's what we're doing here. So your script looks like a sequence of cue cards, and a card mainly tells you what you want to say. But it also, and this is where I think people go, right. It also lets you put things up on the screen. So how can we sort of try this out? Well, the easiest way to try it out is have the camera showing, and you see here, there's a little area on the right. I did make this a little bit more prominent. So now you hover over it. You click here to add or edit images, and now you get this pop-up here. Let me try and come in a bit closer. And the first thing you might want to do is go, this is my title. And you see right away, now the only reason that showed up then was because we'd already pressed start on the presentation. So if I pressed stop and started editing, we wouldn't see that come up. We do see a little preview here, and you've got some little drop zones for images. But what you can do now, that I actually added this, you can just click show this slide, and that's now going to show up here, and you can start playing with it. I like fishies, and you can try the different layouts here. So you can go sort of left side, right side, middle, top. Top is quite nice for sort of, you've got your sort of lower thirds and your upper area. So you can put things in different places, and then you can try adding bullet points. So there's a button here, add bullet point. That's going to make that move into, it's making it move down the bottom. Let's just zoom out again. We can just add first point, and then I press enter. I can add another one, second point, and we can instantly see what that's looking like on the screen. And what you'll also see when we press play on this, and it doesn't do it when you're just previewing, but did you see how, because we had the right side bullets, the left side bullets, it's my face is now here, and that is not a coincidence. If I change this to the other side, you see it's panned over, so I'm on the other side. So obviously you sort of set yourself up so that it didn't like completely crop you over to one side. Like the angle that my camera's at is making a bit more black space on one side than the other. But you see, like as I come through, it's actually not just affecting the position of the things, it's actually affecting where I am in the frame if I'm using shoot, only if you're using shoot. And you can sort of change the speed at which that happens as well, and it's just some little things, but really this is baby steps. Sorry, I'm getting carried away. This is supposed to be baby steps. I'm a newborn baby. All I'm trying to show you is, look, you can start playing with it. Just use the show this slide button, start putting things in, and then maybe drag something into one of these drop zones, or you can click the drop zone to select an image. It looks different on this computer. Let's find our Finder window. You can just take an image and drag it on, and that's now going to appear on that slide. And it's sort of the different layouts. It's not so it's sort of it has an understanding of what it has some opinions about what you might be trying to do when it gives you these different layouts. So if you do a side one, it's going to give you a sort of newscaster style layout. So you've got some picture, you've got some things under it. If you put it in the middle, it doesn't even put the bullets next, so that can be useful for certain situations. If it's at the bottom, it actually treats that image more like a little icon. So let's make what we can do. Yeah, let's make this bigger so that you're seeing this a bit more. It's going to make it a little icon down here. Look. And so that can be really useful either at the top or the bottom for just if you want to show the avatar of someone, or if you want to show I use it for the app icon sometimes, so it sort of lets you do that. And then like beyond this slide one, this is where you can start to explore video, and you can start to explore screen sharing, camera, music, triggers. So we can go beyond just putting a little bit of text on the screen and start to like make a video playback. I hope the video is less. Bear in mind this video is going to be out of sync and it's coming through a screen share, so I don't take what you're seeing on this bit too seriously. Like look at me here. Look at me here. This is the real time. This is basically how you're going to build your script, but really I just wanted to show you how to kind of orientate yourself in the app so that you know what the buttons do. I'm seeing a video pencil watermark happening, which means that like we're having, okay, let me just settings, upgrade, let me just make sure that it's got my normal restore purchases. Yeah, okay, get rid of that. Sorry, because it's connecting to two different computers running CueCam, one that's not logged in, one that is, and they're both trying to connect to Video Pencil. It's still not the most convenient thing to sort of demo CueCam whilst using CueCam. This is basically so I feel like the least clear person in the world. I would love to see questions. Oh, okay, so okay, I will. I see that Lorenzo is encouraging me, so that's thank you, Lorenzo. Please, any questions? Any like, just help me kind of like explain it clearly, because I feel like even though I'm trying to kind of do this baby step by step, I feel like I'm still rushing ahead, going off on tangents, getting distracted by a cool feature. Like, oh look, you can do face follow. Oh look, you can do this. Oh look, you can do that. I'm really just trying to show you how to get oriented for the first time today. So let's bring it back to that. If you just come into CueCam, I think it should be a slightly better experience than it was. The only other thing I didn't mention was these two little buttons down here. I will zoom in so that you can really see them. You've got these two little buttons here. The first one is, am I seeing my teleprompter in this window? The second one is, am I seeing my desktop HUD? Now, your teleprompter window. I had a conversation this week. Desktop HUD was a bit confusing. It's really just a teleprompter window. So if we click on that, we lose the teleprompter view. Now, bear in mind, obviously, like your audience is not seeing this. Your audience is just seeing that stuff. Oh no, I just dragged it into the distance and lost it forever. Interesting. So if you're using Shoot, or if you're sort of testing out your script, you might want to do it here. But you also have an option of the desktop HUD window, which looks like this. So this may be a bit mystifying to if you went the first time you see it, but this is your teleprompter window, and this is the window that if you have like a desktop teleprompter, a thing with your big camera in it, like a hardware teleprompter that is external to your computer, that you're serious. And this is what I'm using. I'm using a big teleprompter, so when I'm looking here, I can see myself, I can look straight into the camera lens, I can read exactly what I need to say off the screen. I've got my camera in it, and I've got a screen. And the way that that's going to work is, you put your video preview or your call into that teleprompter screen. So you're connecting another screen to your computer. You're connecting a second display to your computer, which you can then drag this teleprompter window to, so that you can read it through the teleprompter. And the reason this has a transparent background, so that you can just drag it on top of anything, right? So like you could have a zoom window, you could have a whatever like behind it, or like if you just want to. You also have the option, if you go I need to rename that desktop HUD. You can also include the camera in the desktop HUD if you want. So if you actually want a big window, you can do it like this as well. So you can just kind of make that nice and big, and you can get a good preview. Shoot, by the way, like if you're seeing a bit of lag, I am seeing some issues with older phones with my Shoot video connections. Like it's not something I've seen on my iPhone 13. We did a lot of streams over the summer on the iPhone 13. I don't think we had any issues. But this iPhone XR does seem to struggle a little bit to maintain the compression and the transfer. So I'm working on it. I did do a couple of tweaks that improves it, but it's really hard because I'm looking at it via the screen share to know if it's actually like where is the lag. So it's something I'm looking at. But yeah, this is your teleprompter window. So you have two options. Option one is just grab a phone, install Shoot. If you are a CueCam customer, then automatically all the Shoot features are included. You never have to pay for Shoot any unlocks, and if you're already a Shoot customer, then you can get the discount of anything you did buy, probably more generously than you actually paid if you got it like at a certain time, or when there was an offer. So you're probably going to get a bit more back than you actually spent. So if you do, that gets factored in. But yeah, it then just means you can grab your phone, use it as the teleprompter, or even use it as the program feed. So actually what I'm seeing on my screen is I haven't set it up actually, but you can actually make it so that you can see the Zoom call or the program feed directly on the phone as well. So it's just, if you don't have a hardware teleprompter, you can just do it all on an iPhone. And then the other part is if you've got an iPad, you just that's kind of part of it as well. You can use Video Pencil on there. But yeah, if you do have a big teleprompter, it gives you this window that you can drag over. That's what I'm using to run this today. So looking around, this is your script. You just create a sequence of cards, and then just sort of sparingly add extra things. And how am I doing this today? That's exactly what I'm doing. And you'll sort of see things like, it shows you, if we see down here, it's gonna this big pink button sort of shows you what's coming next. So when you sit in your teleprompter window, you can sort of get an idea of what the next card is going to be. Okay, well, the next card this is the next thing. Okay, so when I click on that, and then I know that I'm on my last card. So you get a little bit of feedback, and you also see if I come in too hot, then this then this is going to flash yellow to tell you you're getting a bit too loud, or it'll go red if you're really sort of peaking too much. So it's just a sort of smart teleprompter window that gives you what you need to say, and a lot more. Like it gives you your program feed, it gives you like other stuff that there's no other apps that do this basically. I'd love to hear if you've got one. So that's the basics. That's how CueCam Presenter works when you come to it for the first time. So just to sort of summarize, what you've got elements of camera apps, like webcam apps, like Camo. You've got elements of PowerPoint, of Keynote, like the slides and the shares and the videos. And it's sort of like wrapping it up in a way that it is kind of possible to do with eCam Live or OBS or Mimo Live, but it's like kind of complicated like to set it up, and there are like compromises, like how do you get your slides through from from Keynote into eCam without like having a green background and chromaing that out, or like how do you get things from one to the other without it sort of being a bit weird. So I'm just like papering over all of those setup and all that complexity and turning it into a linear sequence so you can just run through a deck. And then, like I'm doing, you can pipe that back into your streaming software and get all the benefits, be able to stream, be able to see your comments, see all that stuff. So, yeah. So I will answer. I see a question, which is I need to put the questions up on the feed so that I can read them directly. Actually, maybe I can do that. let's just do a little quick ad hoc. Add a new slide. I'm just gonna. Oh no, it's not. I guess it doesn't let you copy it in eCam to the thing. Maybe it does. Okay, I'll just read it, but I just wish I could read it whilst looking at you. So the question is, the hub window is awesome. Is there any way to make the text larger by itself? So actually, yeah, that's really easy. If you just go Command plus, your font size is going to change size. You can also grab the edge of it. Sometimes it's, sometimes it ends up off to the side of it, but like you can grab the edge and say like the width as well. So if you have quite a lot of text, you can sort of make that have a wide, it will still kind of fit. It will be the minimum. Sorry, I wasn't showing you that. Yeah, so you can go up to the window, like desktop HUD, zoom in, zoom out, or just use the keyboard shortcut. So I'm doing Command minus to make that smaller, to make that bigger. If you can see that, maybe I should just zoom in on the this is so if I zoom in on that, we can make that text smaller or bigger, but we can also grab the edge. Sometimes it's because this fits the text, the maximum width can actually be over to the side a little bit. So, but if we drag that, we can actually say, okay, we want it to be no wider than that. Or we want it to be able to take up the whole width if we want. So yeah, that's how you make the text bigger and smaller, and you can sort of fine tune that for your particular, how far away your teleprompter is. And I end up tweaking that quite a bit. And so it is quite a quick keyboard shortcut. You just need to go Command plus, Command minus. If I can get my eCam window back. Yeah, so, and yeah, like I just see Lorenzo also says, yeah, really good to see how you use the cards to get up your script. The more I watch your demos, the more comfortable I get using CueCam. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Lorenzo. I'm trying, I'm still trying to get that perfect sequence of demos. And I keep complaining about, anytime I try and make a demo, I notice things that can be fixed. And then I end up fixing it, and then I end up not making the demo, or I end up not writing the document, or I realize that it could be easier to do. So I don't know. We're going to get there. I'm glad. Stick with me for now. Early on, at least I'm doing this regular. At least I have to do something every Wednesday. So I'm always sort of like updating the guides for that. But like, I'm aware that the documentation still has a lot of placeholders in it, has a lot of gaps. It's just annoying because even taking a screenshot and putting it in the doc, like, I sort of always think, oh, but that could look a bit better. That could be a bit more lined up. We could invert that color. And now my screenshots are out of date and it doesn't look right anymore. And so it's like the more screenshots I add into my manual, the more I've got to change and update and somehow recreate again. So I find it hard to keep my documentation, get it done, because it sort of really probably needs to be someone else maintaining it, not me, because I'm too close to this. I see too many things that can be fixed. But I'm trying. I'm getting slowly through it. We'll get there. I started doing some tool tips within CueCam to sort of point at this, that, and the other, but I think we still need those basic tutorials. This is more of a like how to sort of like orientate yourself the first time. Anyway, I see what's this? I see a chat. Okay, I see a chat from Brody. And Brody, if you want to, I don't know if you're on a microphone. Feel free to respond in chat. But if you're on the microphone, you're welcome to ask the question like on audio, or I can read it out. I will sort of momentarily turn it on to give you a chance, and then if you just don't, I'll read it out. So Brody says you're running Beat Sheet on. No, I'm running CueCam Presenter on the Mac Mini, not Beat Sheet. And yes, you do need an iPad to draw on the screen. So the iPad runs Video Pencil, and now you can sort of like draw with Video Pencil, and that just automatically connects. So yeah, that's just a layer of it is the iPad thing. Like technically, you can like do a convoluted ATEM mini, like chroma key, that kind of thing, and run Video Pencil directly on the Mac. But I'm not really supporting that for CueCam Presenter. I just think it's a bit esoteric, and it's a bit. I'd just rather. People have iPads, just use the iPad. It's just a much better experience. We can put I'm trying to make this a sort of normal people's tool, so you don't have to do a lot of complicated configuration. So yeah, you need an iPad to draw on CueCam for the foreseeable future. Thank you for the question. I didn't even know we could have text questions in the Zoom chat, but I guess we can. Right, so this is this is CueCam Presenter. that was our sort of getting started guide. You've sort of done all the stuff. Now you know how to orientate yourself. You know what the major things are. You sort of have a little bit of an idea of the mindset behind it. It's cue cards. It's a guy holding up your cue cards but it's also your, if we use a TV analogy, it's the cue card guy and the people in the control room rolling VT, right? It's all the person that, it's the person that, presses the thing to put the graphics on the screen. But that's now all you just press next and it just happens. So you get that sort of TV style production with just this one app, without having to do without having to really know anything about that. All you've got to worry about is your content. All you've got to worry about is the sequence of things you want to say. And there's lots of advanced ways to get that content in as well. It's a text-based editor because there's a lot of power to that, and we even see that straight away because of the way ChatGPT is. These bots are very text-based. They output Markdown, so the fact that CueCam works with Markdown under the hood means we can do really clever stuff. And I can even. I'm sort of slowly expanding the scope of the Markdown support as well. So like I can put it's great and then sort of attribution. We can actually have like little quotes on the screen now, and that's using the standard Markdown quotation syntax on the card. So we've got all this kind of stuff. It means that it's very much about the content, and it's not so much about all the setting things up. I can't get rid of this quotation now. That's interesting. It doesn't remove the quotation. Yeah, this is why this isn't a feature that you have access to yet, because I'm still working on it. But yeah, you can download it and start trying. So you can try all this stuff out. See if you like it. See if it's a workflow that works for you. See if there's just one thing missing that doesn't quite meet what you need to do. And if I deem that it's a general enough thing that people want to be able to do, we'll put it in there. But I'm trying to sort of take away the tangle of apps that is required to usually do things like that. Because really, what do you want to do? You just want to put some text on the screen. You want to put a picture. You want to show your, you want to show your freaky baby picture on the screen. Sorry, I just tried to drag it on and I thought I'd resolved all this, but who knows? We're going to get there. And I also wanted to show you me using it in a way where everything worked properly, so that that if you tried that and it didn't do it, that it's a bug and you can tell me and I can fix it, right? Rather than just being confused. This is what I hope for. This is what I hope for us in this life. I have lost my chat window from eCam. I see Jeff says Jeff says, can you demo and differentiate the share button versus using cards? Well, I mean, I did kind of do that at the start of this session. Maybe you weren't here for that. But yeah, I'll just sort of do it one more time. Sorry, I actually just closed that Mac Mini window because it was bothering me too much. But I'm just going to find my... or maybe I'll just show you on here. I'll show you what I'm working with right now. Or I'll just make a new one. So... if I share my Sonoma, like no center stage, sometimes you try and drag a window to a different screen and it just won't do it. So we share the desktop, and so this is my desktop. So what have you got? And I'm going to stop. Let me just stop the. This is tricky. So I'll go into demo mode. No, I won't. I'll share my desktop. It's tricky. This. I'll come out of demo mode. I'll go back into demo mode. I'll stop sharing. Right, so here's my screen. Actually, no, when I share the window, it doesn't let me share the window because it's the same app. Right, I'll share my screen. So, and at least I can zoom in when I'm doing it this way. So what we have here is the dashboard. Why don't I just zoom in on the dashboard? So the first button is, what's your main camera? When you're picture in picture, it turns into a do I want picture in picture. You see that just like added and removed me from picture in picture. You have the share button here. Currently I'm sharing my desktop, so that's what you can see. But I can also share other stuff. I can share a camera. I can share a display, a different display. I can share a connected device. I can share all the windows of an app or a specific window of an app. Or I can share an image. Scroll this up a little bit, or I can share a video. What is the point of this? This is for when you're in the moment, when you're having a conversation with someone and you just want to quickly show them something. So you can just go, if I just, is this going to work? Let's see. If I just, the idea is I can just drag a picture on and that's now going to share that immediately. There are some glitches with that, which I thought I had. I fixed a lot of issues with that yesterday, but it looks like I haven't quite fixed the one where it gets into a sort of in-between state. But please, anyway, that's how that's supposed to work. If it doesn't work, it's a bug. Please tell me. The same with a video. So if you just want to like instantaneously put something up on the screen, that's what the dashboard is for. You also can access that dashboard from anywhere. So if you're in Zoom, you've got this up here. You've got the same thing. So if we were like here, we could just like go up to that top menu and quickly share something without even having to switch back to CueCam. So that's, yeah, in theory, you should just be able to do this. Is this this is the WebP again. Sorry, I need to delete this WebP. It doesn't support WebP, which keeps catching me out today. But if I come back to, I don't know, some other random picture, if I just drag that on, okay, that's going to like now share that picture and I can get rid of it. And everything is great and nothing ever has any issues and we love life. And I'm just going to press this to try and like reset everything back to this. So that was Jeff's question. I'm going to try and find my window again. Lorenzo says, I miss the sparkler wand for video pencil. You said it would be up for a limited time. Keep up the so I am hearing, I like that I'm hearing some demand for the sparkler wand. I sort of want to, I probably want to put it in. I always had this idea that video pencil would have like, it would be like a stationery shop and you'd have these different pencils available and they'd be like a £5 or £3 or whatever. So I'll probably add it back in as the same way I did the laser pointer. Just because, you know, it's kind of cool. But like the other thing with it, I sort of want to make sure that with CueCam you automatically get the audio. And the progress on that is, my baby is coming in 6 weeks. I'm kind of thinking it might be quite useful to be able to use Shoot or the technology in Shoot as a baby monitor. I never got around to putting audio in those video feeds that it generates. Now's probably a good time to do it because I'm going to want it for the baby monitor. So you'll probably, as a side benefit of this baby coming, get audio feeds from Shoot in a way that you didn't before. So yeah, that's hopefully to come. So yeah, Lorenzo says, everybody, please try it. Like, just to reiterate, literally, you can download this now for free onto your Mac, and just play with it and see if you can get the hang of it without, you don't have to pay anything, like, until you are ready. And the only limitation is you only get 3 cards. And there's watermarks on Shoot and Video Pencil. Even is it even, yeah, there's watermarks on the iOS apps, but like, you can just try this and get the hang of it. So I think the hardest part is getting set up, getting your head around it. But then, like, I cannot live without this thing. Like, I would never go back. I can't go back to doing this through streaming software, through like OBS or something. It's just too like overwhelming, and this is just a step beyond even with Beat Sheet, which lets you kind of turn your content into a sequence. This also then takes away all that configuration, all that kind of stuff, and just lets you do all the basic things that you might want to do on a thing. So that's sort of like, we're coming to the end. I'm trying to keep an eye on questions, but my windows keep going missing, so I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. I think because I'm plugged into the wrong. Yeah, I'm not hearing the little sound effects from eCam. If I turn that up, that means I'll see it. I'm going to be at BET in January in London in like 2 weeks or whatever. Please reach out if you're going to be there, because I really want to just try and meet up with people. So if you're going to be at the Education Conference, January, XL Centre, January the 23rd to the 25th or something, 26th. I'm going to be there. So yeah, like, hopefully we can meet up if you are in that industry, or like sort of interested in that. So the other thing is, I am very grateful. So Discord is where we hang out, and when you can get some help maybe on stuff when I'm asleep. I was thinking, like, I really want people to join the live stream, because it's really good when I get questions and things as an incentive to join the live stream. If you haven't shelled out for CueCam, just join the Discord, or on the Discord in the next hour from the end of the stream, and I'll give you a promo code for CueCam, like a discount. So like, we can just do a little promo. So I know, like, if you just I'll sort of know that you were on the stream, and then I can just sort of throw something your way if you want to sort of, at the point at which you decide you want to pay. Let me just, like, I want to reward people for coming along to these things, because it does make them more useful, I think. But yeah, thanks for joining me today, and I enjoyed playing your song last week. So I'm gonna play you another song, music video, and I might just sort of like tell you a little bit about it. So this is 2014. I moved to Germany on my own. I'd recorded this song in my studio in Clerkenwell in London. It was a day a week in this nice recording studio. I recorded this song, and then I was in this studio flat in Berlin, and I wanted to make a music video, and I was in a little room, and so I was just like putting I had like a pink sheet that I put on the wall to make a quick chroma key thing. And that was about it. And then I was doing stuff in Apple Motion and stuff, just random weird like GIFs and stuff. So, and then doing a lot of this, I just did some like motion finger and put a kaleidoscope on it and made a grumpy face. So that's the sort of back, but also I had to kind of rewrite and re-record a lot of the song, because I couldn't make it make sense for a music video without actually like rethinking what the lyrics were. So here it is. Hope that you like it. everyone. Thanks for sticking around for my silly music video. I'll see you soon. Enjoy. We've got the play. Take us to the bridge.
Cause if I resist, I cease to exist. Let's talk or die, let's talk or die.